Pasture sustainability. Pasture is a valuable asset of resources for animal feed which requires sustainable use and protection, which is directly dependent on natural and human activities and which is regenerated and degraded. Pasture in a wider sense additionally includes rangelands, other unenclosed pastoral systems, and land types used by wild animals for grazing or browsing. Pasture is not merely a plant cover, but is a sum of natural factors that contribute to the growth and productivity of plants, water, soiling, climate, land, and mud, and it's equivalent to the concept of land, which expresses all above in a complex. In Mongolia, agricultural land area covers 112.1 million hectares of pastures and hayfield, of which 1.5% is for haymaking field and 96.1% or 110.4 million hectares for grazing or pasture land. Total capacity of Mongolian pasture land is estimated to have an average of 84.6 million heads of sheep per year, and at present there are 25.1 million heads of livestock, more than the standard size. Overgrazing or grinding of pasture land and the mineral exploration and mining process have had a major impact on degradation of pasture land, and it has become impossible to restore again in some areas. According to the report on Mongolian pasture land situation in 2018, about 57% of pasture land is degraded, of which 10.3% is impossible to restore. What is pasture management? Pasture management is defined as the practice of growing healthy grass and related to plants, profitably sustain forage availability and livestock production while ensuring ecological health. Pasture management is served to provide the following three principles of sustainable development. Sustainability is most often defined as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. It has three main pillars: economic, environmental, and social. These three pillars are informally referred to as people, planet, and profit. The challenging issue of pasture land management is the absence of proper laws and regulation on pasture land use, and it causes degradation of pasture land, which is the basis for survival livestock, resulting in decrease of livestock productivity, an increase of drought and drought or disaster, and the poverty of herd.
Зогсдгүй хүн бай. Ах минь өршөө. Талд бичиж байдаг. Таван эдний сүрэг минь хайж ба. Утга бэлчээч. Хамар хат үүсгүй байх шүү дээ. Таны мод яачсан шүү дээ ах минь. Чавас гэжтэй. Гэрнэ. Яасан мохой зүтзүүдлээ. Өнөө тамби. Хой тамби. Тамби. Хой. За чи мал дөрвөн алтан дөрмийг хэлээд та.
За, бэлчээр эслийн дүрм 1. Бэлчээрийн даацыг тооцож малынхаа тоог тохируулах 2.
бэлчээрийн өв сургуулийн урах болцоог олгох. 3 дугаарт бэлчээрийг сэлгэж нүүц сууж байх. Хамгийн сүүлд нь өв сургуулийн цөлмөж идүүлэхгүйгээр нөөцийг амгааж байх. Ийм 4 алтан дүрэн байдаг юм да. Дүүн бүхтэй яваа.
За.
Гүрги.
Сүрхий байна хөөе.
Хөч.
Ногоо галт руу явуулж. Номын дуу сонсгоод тасан чинь сайжирчээ. Бэлчээр зогстой ашиглана гэж.
This mini recording shows the herder's concern or worry that Mongolia's pastureland will be in such a situation in the 2050s unless the following 4 golden rules are not adhered. First, adjusting the number of livestock with the pasture capacity. Second, providing pasture plants an opportunity to grow freely. Third, using pastures sporadically or periodically by switching or migrating. Fourth, protecting the reserve of plants without being eaten full. Pastoral or nomadic livestock breeding must be maintained to preserve pasture sustainability in Mongolia. Movement or migration is a strategy against drought disaster in Hovd province. Herders' livelihood is highly dependent on the pasture land and water points. Therefore, climate change is threatening herders' livelihoods and pasture ecosystems much. Governor's Decree of the State University's team of researchers which prepares pastoral management plans developed pastoral management plans in order to ensure pasture sustainability in zones of Hovd province. For instance, Mengotsum. To develop a SOM's pastoral management plan, first the SOM governor will issue in order to establish a working group for preparing pastoral management plan. This will allow for further work. At the very beginning, the training on pasture was organized for some pasture-related officials and herders. Training and survey. The targets of pasture management plan. In collaboration with the participant, the following practice works were performed. Also, we reviewed the formal plan of SOM's pasture management and updated it. New or updated pasture management plan, former pasture management plan. Outcome. As a result of this work, a midterm SOM pasture management plan was developed. A book for registering natural resource benefits deserved by herders was created, and finally a handbook for pastoral management training was issued.